My fucking book says he died. Your fucking book says he died. He didn't die. Is that better?
Yo, that's actually low tier.
Is that
Bro.
much better? Yeah, that's a contradiction. Your book claims to be a continuation of my book. My book says that he died. Yours says that he didn't die. So your God is either a deceiver or
So now
there's
you're
a
talking about
historical
continuity.
contradiction. I gave you
What
two
does
times. I gave
continuity
you
have
two
to do with
things.
your point?
I said, huh?
Continuity has nothing to do with this point. Nothing.
Again,
Nothing.
you're missing the point. Either theologically there's a contradiction because it's supposed to be the same God, or historically it's a contradiction because you're
I'm
making.
not. Yeah.
Okay, is the Quran making a truth claim about the crucifixion of Christ?
Yeah. First, I'm not saying that the Bible and the Quran don't contradict.
I didn't. I don't care. I don't care about that.
You just said otherwise.
Answer the question. Does the Quran make a truth claim that Jesus Christ was crucified?
It depends what you mean by a truth claim. Could be both in reality and then. Yeah, you're being ambiguous.
It's a truth claim. How is a truth claim ambiguous, bro? What are we doing?
A few moments later.
Oh, welcome in. What's your question, man?
I'm good. I mean, we can carry on from what the previous guest said. If you
Do you
want
think
to
that a
carry on
truth claim is ambiguous?
Yeah, so when you say truth claim, right, it's going to depend in what sense. If you're talking historically speaking,
It's a claim
then-
on the truth, bro.
yeah. So is this going to be in a historical aspect? Is this going to be in the reality aspect?
Is truth
There's a distinction
subjective or
between-
objective?
Yeah, truth is going to be relative to depending on what.
Is
what
truth
in, like, the fact-
objective or subjective?
Truth is objective. However, it's going to be relative.
Great. So is it objectively true?
Can I finish?
Is it
Can I finish?
objectively true that
But
according
let
to
me
the
finish my
Quran?
answer.
No.
You asked me a
So
question.
you answered it.
Literally.
I asked you if it was subjective or I asked you if it was subjective or objective. You said it's objective. Great. Now, so since we agree that the truth is objective, obviously, is it objectively true according to the Quran that Jesus did not die on the cross?
Yeah, according to the Quran, Christ didn't die in reality. Yeah, he didn't die
Okay,
in reality.
great. Now, according to every other source that talks about Jesus, that's not
Yep.
Islamic, is it objectively true that Jesus Christ died?
Yeah, it's objectively true that they perceived it that way. Yes.
I didn't ask if they perceived it that way. That's not what I asked you. I asked if he died.
Yeah. So good. So when it talks about people's their accounts and their when they're talking about whether Christ died, they're going to be speaking from their perception. So yes, Christ, according to them, they died in their perception. However, the Quran doesn't make a claim of perception; it makes a claim of reality. So there's a distinction between the two.
Okay, good. So your God lied.
How does that follow? Go ahead.
So if you cause somebody to see something that's not true, how is that not literally deception?
Is there anything wrong with passive deception?
Yeah, there would be a problem with God deceiving his people.
Oh, so why does he deceive the people in Second Kings when he makes it sound like there was a big army coming, but it actually wasn't a big army coming? Why did he do that?
Show me
Second
that.
Kings.
Second Kings what?
Yeah, so can you open 2 Kings chapter 7? Did he just do a
Sorry.
fallacy, by the way? Chapter 7,
What-
verse 6.
what-
2 Kings.
Great.
2 Kings chapter 7, verse 6. By the way-
Second Kings chapter
Chapter
7, verse what?
Verse 6.
Verse 6.
Yeah. By the way, just to address, is he doing a fallacy? This wouldn't be fallacious because I already said that I already conceded that God passively deceives. I don't have a problem with God passively deceiving.
Who are you
What I'm
talking
doing
to?
is something called a consistency test. But yeah, go ahead.
Who are you talking to?
No, just one person in the comments, but it's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, I was like so confused. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no problem.
Let's see. For
Yeah.
the Lord has made the army of the Assyrians hear the sound of chariots and horses, the sound of a great army, so that they said to one another, "Behold, the king of Israel has hired us, the kings of the Hittites and the kings of the Egyptians, to come against us."
Exactly.
Where,
so the
where does
context
it
of
where
this-
does it
yeah,
say
I'll tell
that
you.
it's-
Yeah. So the context of Second Kings
So, bro,
is that
let me ask the question.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead, answer your question. If I cut you off, my bad.
Yeah. So where are you getting this idea that this is that says that it's deceiving him?
Yeah. Okay. Good. So I'll tell you. The context of Second Kings is that the Israelite army were very small, right? And there was the Assyrian army behind the mountain. But the way God saved the Israelites is that He made the Assyrian army hear many, chariots and horses to make it seem like the Israelites were a big army. So the Assyrians, they ran away basically. But was that true in reality? Were the Israelites in big in number? No. God made it seem that way to the people. So is there anything wrong with passive deception here?
I wouldn't even say that this is deception at all.
Okay, okay. Was there actually many horses and chariots that God made them here in reality?
So what God did was made the Assyrians hear what sounded like massive approaching, but that's not
But
deception.
were they? Were there any though?
That's not deception.
No, but were there any? Were there any horses and chariots?
That's irrelevant. That's not
No,
deception.
answer,
Would you
that
like
is
me?
very relevant. Can you answer
Would
the
you like
question?
me to?
Was there
Would you
any
like me to
horses in
expound on how?
reality?
Would you like me to expound on why?
Yeah, just let me know if there was there any
Yeah.
horses and chariots in reality.
Is it the case? Is it the case? Do you think that
You're stoned now.
what?
Damn,
There-
you've never seen this before, brother. It's fine. We'll teach you. The
Yeah,
Muslims will teach you.
because he didn't lie.
Oh wait, were there? Okay, good. So we'll see if he didn't lie.
Making
Were there
them
actually
making
horses
them
and-
he-
Let me ask my
causing them
question.
to hear a sound is not the same thing as lying.
Okay, good.
you
Were there
think
in
that's the same
reality?
thing?
Just 1 second. Just let me answer my question. Don't panic. In
won't
reality,
panic.
I just want you to answer this as straight dichotomy. It's a yes or no. In reality, were there horses and chariots? In reality.
Let me pull up the verse again.
All right, go on. You can read it. You can read from verse 1 as well for the context. But I just want to answer that question answered. Whether in reality the Israelites were a big army and there were many horses and chariots, making it sound like they were a big army. I want to know.
Now there are 4 men who were lepers at the entrance of the gate, and they said to one another, "Why do we sit here till we die? If we say, 'Let us enter the city,' the famine is in the city; we shall die there. So now come, let us go over to the camp of the Syrians. If they spare our lives, we shall live. If they kill us, they stay." So they arose at twilight to go to the camp of the Syrians. But when they came to the edge of the camp of the Syrians, behold, there was no one there, for the Lord had made the armies of the Syrians hear the sound of chariots and of horses, the sound of a great army, so that they said to one another, "Behold, the kings of the Israelites had things." So they fled away in the twilight. And when the lepers came, let me see.
Exactly.
It doesn't say
So
that they.
God-
It doesn't say whether they did or didn't have it.
What do you mean? Yeah. So if you read from verse 1, it talks about
From
how
verse
the
1, it doesn't
Israelites
talk
were-
about how they did
Just
or
1
did not
second, let
have
me
it.
speak. Just let me
Yeah,
speak.
I'm reading verse.
It talks-
I'm telling you right now.
Brother,
I'm reading
can
verse
you
1.
literally just ask me? You literally asked me a question. Can I finish?
I didn't ask you a
Thank
question.
So you literally did. So let me speak.
What?
So we know from the context that the Israelite army were a very weak army. That's why God
Where
made
does it say that?
just. Okay, let me get a verse up, bro.
Because if we're talking strictly in context of chapter 7, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say whether they had a big army or a small army. So I'm gonna need some context on that one.
Yep. So can you read from verse 3 to 5, please?
Verse 3 to 5, I already read it. It doesn't say that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have.
Yeah. Verse 3 to 5 is going to tell us how the Israelite army were a very weak army, and how they believed they were going to lose to the Assyrians. So read it, please.
Okay. Well, it's talking about 4 men. It's not unless the entire Israelite army was 4 men, then.
Just read
You
it,
know.
brother.
Now there were 4 men who were lepers at the entrance to the gate, and they said to one another, "Why do we sit here till we die? If we say, 'Let us enter the city,' the famine is in the city, and we shall die there. And if we sit here, we die also. So now let us go over to the camp of the Assyrians. If they spare our lives, we shall live, and if they kill us, we shall die. We shall but die." So they arose at twilight to go to the camp of the Syrians. But when they came to the edge of the camp of Syrians, behold, there was no one there. Where does it say the army of the Israelites?
Yeah. Okay, good. So from this, we can make the inference that the Israelite army were very weak.
In
They
what
were
way?
big- Let me
Where?
finish.
How do you get that inference from?
Brother, let me finish.
From what
From
do you
the
get this
ver-
inference from?
Bro, I can't even get two
Okay,
words.
you
in
have
without
to
you
show where you
interrupting
get
me.
this
Just let
inference
me,
from
yeah,
before you
let
continue.
me explain.
Go ahead.
Let me explain. I'm going to make it, right? So we can make the inference that because they were scared that the Amalekite or the Assyrian army was going to destroy them, and how there was famine and all these things, we can come to the inference that they were weak and they didn't have much numbers. And the verse I gave in the beginning, verse 6, it says God caused the sounds of chariots and horses to be present, which implies that it wasn't there in the first place.
So
That's
did they
the
have
implication.
chariots or horses at all?
Unless 1 second, unless you can show me a proof text where it says that they did have the horses and chariots, then I have no reason to take your understanding. I'm
Did
not
they
just.
have
I'm not, I'm
horses
not
and
justified.
I don't have to take your I don't have to take your understanding
Can you
either.
address the argument?
Wait,
Okay, address my
wait.
point, please.
Again, No, you can't. There's no way for you to infer just from those 3 verses alone that they had a little army. You literally
Were
doesn't.
they weak?
You're
One
not
second, were
gonna.
they weak?
You're. Where
Were they
would you
weak
get that
according
from?
to those verses? Were they scared that the Assyrian army was going to unalive them?
To say if they go to the camp of the Syrians, they would die. Yeah. If you go to an
Yeah,
enemy camp, they're probably gonna kill you. Not to mention
yeah,
they're lepers.
yeah. It's talking about the army, brother.
No, there were 4 men who were lepers at the entrance to the gate, and they said to one another, "Why do we just sit here till we die?" Meaning that they're which would entail. Hang on, which would entail that they're under siege, right?
You know?
Do you know what a siege is? Do you know what a siege is?
Just 1 second. Where are these men from? These 4 men.
These 4 men. I mean, if I'm to take what you're saying, I would just assume that they're probably Israelites, but they're lepers. So, hang on, I wasn't done talking.
So the
But
Israelites.
I wasn't done talking. Thank you. Now here's the issue that you come across: lepers were never allowed in the city. Period.
That's fine. That's not my point.
So then again, no, you can't. So again, where are you in? Can you show me? Can you show me? Yo. Can you show me grammatically? Because I'm talking, bro. What the hell? So now,
But you asked me a question.
I didn't even finish. Now,
Okay, so
can you show me grammatically? Can you show me grammatically where you get the inference?
Question.
Anyways, so can you show me grammatically where you get the inference that they had no chariots and no horses and they were weak and all that kind of stuff? Can you show me that from the inference of strictly those 3 verses? From the perspective of 4 lepers, by the way.
I already gave it to you.
You did it.
I already gave it to you. I gave you the verses from 3 to 5. How it talks about this, the Israelites, how they were scared that the Assyrian army was going to unalive them. We wouldn't expect this from an army that was great in number, that had chariots. And verse 6
If they're
makes
under siege, you would
let me
expect that,
finish.
actually.
Hey, brother, let me finish. What's wrong with you?
What the heck?
And verse 6 that I gave, chapter 7, verse 6.
Yeah, he made them hear the
literally
loud
says- Let me
sounds.
finish, bro.
Yeah,
Just let me finish. Verse 6, the first verse I gave, makes it explicit. It says, God caused them to hear the chariots. If God is causing them to hear it, let me finish. If God is causing them to hear it, we have no reason to believe that they had it in the first place. So please, now
if God makes a sound, does that mean that? So if God makes a sound, the conclusion that they made, did God make them come to that conclusion, or did He just make a sound?
Yeah, so if it said God made a sound and caused them to hear it, we can imply that the Israelite army never had it beforehand, unless you have a proof text.
Wait,
for
you
me.
literally didn't hear the. Hang on, you literally didn't hear the question.
So now you're
Listen
muting.
to the question again. Listen, you're not hearing the question. Listen to the question again. If God makes a sound and they come to a conclusion based on that sound, is that the same as God saying that they or God saying that they had that thing?
Wait, 1 second. Why did God cause the sound to happen if they actually had horses? Answer that.
To bring panic to the people.
But they already have the horses. They should hear the horses, no?
If they're under siege, there wouldn't be an issue.
Oh my days, brother, you're lost.
Again,
anyway, God
making a sound is not the same as God literally making the people see something that's not there.
No, my argument. No, wait. Okay, now you're missing. My argument is not that they saw something.
My argument. Hang on. My argument was that your God was deceiving the people by making them see, right, in their reality, by the way, something that's not actually there. So the literal lying, right? He caused them to see something.
Did he
in your scenario, they heard a sound and came to their own conclusion. Me hearing a sound and coming to my own conclusion is vastly different than God making me see something that's not there.
Okay, good. Let me ask you this then. If God makes it sound like that there's a big army behind the mountain, would it be God's fault if I believe there was a mountain behind the mountain, even if it wasn't there?
It'd be your fault.
Okay, good. So it will be whose fault? It wouldn't be God's fault?
Did you not hear what I said? Do I gotta repeat myself?
Okay, good. Okay, using that same logic, if God made it appear so that people are crucified, then it's their fault, not God's fault.
That's not the same, bro. That's not analogous. If I come to my own conclusion on something that I hear behind me without knowing what it actually is, that's not the same thing. Hang on, that's not the same thing. Hang on, that's not the same thing as God literally in my eyes making me see something that's not there.
Wait, you can come to knowledge of hearing things, correct? Can you make inferences with hearing things?
You can come to your own. Can you come to your own conclusion?
Okay,
Sure.
okay, for example, let me give you an
But
example.
hang on.
If my
Again,
mom is-
you're
one
missing.
second.
I think you're missing the whole
Give an
point.
example.
You're missing the whole point. I'm going to repeat it
Let me-
again. I'm going to repeat it again. You're missing the whole point. If I hear a thunder, right? If someone hold on. If someone calls my name, right, or someone says "Yo, Joe," and I think they say Josh, who's in the wrong? Me or them?
Yeah, so if they actually said Josh, then
If
you're
they
the-
said Joseph and I heard Josh, who's in the wrong?
that means you didn't hear it clearly.
Okay, great. But if someone, right, hang on, if someone in front of my eyes stabs someone, but it's just a hologram, and it's just a hologram, what happens?
Yeah, then you saw it, obviously.
So who's in the wrong? Someone who
yeah,
made
I'll
me
tell you,
see
I'll tell
something,
you.
right? Because
Okay, good.
again, they're calling my name. They say Joseph. I hear Josh, whereas someone is in front of me and they're purposefully making me believe that they just shanked somebody in front of me.
Yeah, so it depends. I'll tell you. It depends.
Is there a difference?
I'll tell you. I'm gonna answer your
Is
question.
there a
So what's the
difference?
Yes, there is a difference, and I'm gonna tell you the
Okay,
difference.
great.
Okay, let
Concession.
me speak.
You're trying to, yeah, you can say I'm running. Sure, whatever. I'm running. Okay, yeah.